Message from Premier Khrushchev to Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. On February 22, 1961, N.S. Khrushchev, chairman of the Council of Ministers of the USSR, sent a message to Jawaharlal Nehru, Prime Minister of the Indian Republic. The text of the message follows: Dear Mr. Prime Minister, I am addressing this message to you to set out the views of the Soviet government with regard to the appalling murder of Patrice Lumumba, an outstanding leader of the African National Liberation Movement and head of the government of the Congo Republic, and his associates, Joseph Okito, President of the Senate, and Maurice Mapolo, Minister of Defense. In the Soviet Union and many other countries, there has been a wave of spontaneous indignation against this crime of the colonialists and their henchmen in the form of demonstrations of protest and demands that the colonialist outrages in the Congo be stopped and those guilty of the death of Patrice Lumumba and his associates be sternly punished. I shall not hide the fact that as I write these words, it is only with a great deal of effort that I am able to suppress my anger over the news of the murder of Patrice Lumumba and my loathing for his executioners. Yet, no matter how difficult it is to restrain one's feeling over this wicked crime, which so sharply affects the conscience of every honest man, it is the duty of statesmen to be guided above all by the arguments of reason, by the interests of their peoples, and the interests of ensuring peace. Time erases the scars inflicted by grief, but the political problems remain and have to be solved. It is our belief that the need has now appeared not only to give fresh thought to the way in which the Friends of the Congo can help the Congolese people in their just fight for independence, but also to consider the broader issues concerning the United Nations and its future. The events in the Congo, and particularly the murder of Prime Minister Lumumba, compel us to examine closely the part Secretary General Hammarskjöld played in them, and, in general, the effect of his activities on the standing of the United Nations as an international organization dedicated to safeguarding peace and defending the rights of nations. What has taken place in the Congo is no longer a secret. Lumumba and his comrades, all staunch and true Congolese patriots, fell victims to a conspiracy of the imperialist colonial powers. The roots of this conspiracy go back to the days when foreign troops under Hammarskjöld stepped on Congolese soil in response to a request of the Congo government, which was counting on the support of the United Nations in defending its country's independence against colonialist aggression. The Western press abounds in reports about the preparation of this crime and about the fuss around Elio, the latest stooge of the colonialists. The physical elimination of Patrice Lumumba was in effect predetermined as soon as the colonialists saw that he stood in the way of their plans, and that the head of the Congolese government was striving for the complete independence of his country and for its liberation from the Belgian colonialists. No sooner had the troops under Hammarskjöld landed in the Congo than they were used against Lumumba, against the government he headed. Airfields were blockaded, access to radio stations was barred, and all communications between the lawful government and the country's provinces were ruptured. Matters came to a point where the Prime Minister of the Congo was even refused a plane to go to the United Nations, the very organization he had asked to send troops to his assistance. The dismemberment of the country began. Katanga, the richest province, was in effect severed from the Congo. A figurehead, the puppet Chombe, a man chosen from among the local population, who had sold himself to the colonialists and was to serve as a screen for the restoration of their domination over this part of the Congo's territory.